Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing, and let's dive into some baits that are cost friendly. Now, that's a rarity in this game nowadays. I wanted to do like 5 baits that were going to be under $6, and I started Googling how much some of these baits cost, and I had to get rid of like 3 of the baits. So I have narrowed it down to 2 baits that are less than $6, but these are really awesome baits, and I kind of just lucked into figuring out how good they are by weird chance. So the first one is this lipless crankbait. This is an Academy H2O. I want to say it's called the RT lipless crankbait. But if you can see, pretty similar to most lipless crankbaits that are on the market now. I think the sound might have something to do with why this bait works so well. And again, you can't beat the price. But the way I found this bait, this is probably a bait I never would have naturally bought. I'm an Excalibur, XRK, XR guy. And I hook somebody's line one day, and I'm reeling it in. I start hand lining a big pile of line in, and that bait was on the end of it. And it's kind of a unique color. You don't typically see just a straight chartreuse black in this type of bait, but I like keeping a different sound bait in my boat at all times. So what I typically do when I'm catching them really good on a lipless, like this is an XRK. It's just got one big tungsten BB in there. And when I'm catching them on that and they stop, typically that means that the fish aren't necessarily gone. They've just kind of got used to that sound. And what you can do most of the time is come back with a bait that has a different sound. This one with all the small little BBs in there. And you can typically get another fish or 2 off the school. So that is something that I do all the time, and it seems like it works almost every time. So that's a bait that I keep, and actually the first time I ever threw it, I caught a 6-pounder on it. So it's one of those deals where it's like, if you don't want to go and spend a bunch of money on a new technique you're trying to learn, $5. All right, so we'll switch from hard baits to a spinner bait. Now this is a Booyah spinner bait. They have a newer spinner bait called the Covert series. That's kind of a high dollar bait, but this bait is $6. And for whatever reason, I cannot explain this. This is, my friends think I'm crazy for throwing this spinner bait, but I have yet to find a spinner bait that outfishes that spinner bait. I like this spinner bait because it comes with, you know, a decent size wire. I'm a big Colorado guy, so I feel like that heavier wire is not going to deter me from bites. I do think the smaller wire, more vibration is going to get you more bites, but I'm always throwing the Colorado. So if you're a Colorado or an Indiana blade person and you like, you know, throwing those type blades, that bigger wire I don't think is going to really hurt you on how many bites you get. On top of that, you're going to have a more durable bait. So if you're hanging this on trees, fishing around wood, and it's getting stuck a lot, that bigger wire, I think, is actually a good thing. Now, obviously, you're going to get less vibration, but you're going to have a more durable bait. And I don't know, this head design is kind of unique to spinner baits, but for me, I get more bites on this spinner bait than any other spinner bait. I've tried a bunch every year. I'm trying to try a new one, and it just seems like that spinner bait gets it done. So $6 on that, and that's a bait where I think you're going to go through a lot of them. You know, if I'm catching them really good on a spinner bait, I'm going to go through 2 or 3 spinner baits in a day. I mean, if I catch a couple 5-pounders, I'm probably not going to continue to throw that bait in the tournament just with the chance that that wire may break. So keep that affordable, keep bass fishing affordable. It's a hard thing to do nowadays, but try that. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.